myself Shidharmata Solia, and today we are going to solve another LeetCode question. So today's question number is 2486. Append characters to string to make subsequence. Medium category question, and description is you are given two strings S and T consisting of only lowercase English letters. Return the minimum number of characters that need to be appended to the end of S so that T becomes subsequence of S. And here is a definition of subsequence, that a subsequence is a string that can be derived from another string by deleting some or no characters without changing the order of the remaining characters. So now this question is basically an extension of our previously question that we solved, and that is subsequence question. And in that we saying given to string S and T, and we need to find that if given string S is a subsequence of T or not. If yes, then we return true, otherwise we return false. But now this question is extended version of that, and in this question we also given two strings S and T, and we need to make string S like a parent string, that second string T becomes its subsequence. Like in example 1, string S is coaching and string T is coding. So in both string, CO and CO is common. But in string T, there is DING, that 4 characters are extra. So if we want to make T string a subsequence of S, then we need to append these 4 characters in strings S. Because when we append it, the main parent string becomes like this, means coaching remains as it is, and we append ding like this. So after making it, you can see that string T means coding is a subsequence of this parent string S, because there are CO and DING. So at the end of the solution, we need to return the number of characters that we need to append in string S to make string T its subsequence. This is the main question. So in here, the CO and CO both is common. That means we need to append DING characters in string S parent string. And that's why the output is 4, because DING is 4 characters. Same explanation says that append the characters leading to the end of S, so that S coaching ding, and now T is a subsequence of S, because from this parent string, if we remove this etching characters, then we can get coding, that is string T. So that's why we can see that string T is subsequence of string S. So now I hope you understand the question perfectly. Now, if I talk about the solution of this question, then we are solving this question using our previous method that we use in is subsequence, like using a while loop. So we run a while loop at the same time in both string, and at that time we are going to find that in both string how many characters are equal. Like in string S and T, how many characters are equal. So for the first example, we get CO and CO. So after the end of that while loop, we are getting that in string S and T there are 2 characters that are same. Now if I talk about the basic mathematics, then we can say that if in a parent string and in its child string, if there is 2 characters are common, that means if we remove that 2 characters from the child string, then the remaining characters are the characters that we need to add in the parent string to make child string its subsequence, right? So this same logic we apply here, means if after running the while loop we get that 2 characters are same in both strings, then we minus that 2 characters from length of string T, and after minusing it we get number of characters that we need to append in string S. Because if we remove the common characters that are in string S already, that we can get that in string T there are, for example, remains the 4 characters that we need to append in string S. After appending it, string T becomes its subsequence. So in particular in this question we apply this logic, because here we need to return the number of characters that we need to append, not the actual character string that we need to append. If that thing we need to return, then the logic is totally different. But for this scenario, for this question, we apply this logic. Like if we remove the same characters that are in both string from the child string T, then we are able to get the remaining characters that we need to append in string S, right? So this is the logic. First of all, now I am writing the code, then I will explain you the code with a proper dry run with example. So let's write the code. Okay, so here first we are going to take two variables as I and j both are 0. After that, we run a while loop in both string at the same time. So for that, in our previous question, we write a condition like if I is less than t dot length, means the length of string t, and also j needs to be less than s dot length, right? Now this while loop runs till string till I is less than string t and s and is less than j is less than string s. Because of this condition, we are able to traverse in both string at the same time and at the perfect without changing the order of each characters. Because if we run two for loop in this question, then we are going to traverse in a child string one time, and every iteration we travel the whole parent string. Like if I give the example, like if you run two for loop, then first for loop starts from C, and second for loop we travel in whole string s to check that if c is exists in string s or not. But if we do this, then we are not able to maintain the perfect order of each characters in both string, right? Because if c is here is not, for example, the first character, but here it is the fourth character, then we also add it, but we are not going to do like that, right? We need to maintain the order of the characters. So for that, we need to run this while loop and this condition. After that, here we are going to check that if sum of t characters are going to equal with sum of s characters, then we are going to plus ti, because now we can say that in string t and string s we are able to find the same character. Then now we are going on the next character in string t to find that if it exists in string s or not. So this if condition does that, and after that, in every iteration, every run of your while loop, if this condition follows or not, every time we plus j. Because for example, if it starts from 0 in x, and for the first iteration I and j both are 0, right? So in string t and string s, the first character is c. So if condition follows, because c and c are equal, so now I becomes plus. So now I moves on the second character, that is o, and j also moves on the second character, that is o. And again, these both characters are same, and that's why we again move I on the third character, that is d, and j on the third character, that is a. Now the d and a is not same, so that's why I doesn't going to plus but j plus, because now we know that d and a is not same, right? So and we are not going to change the order of each characters in both string, so that's why we only plus j. Like if d and a is not matching, then we move on the next character of a, and that is c. So now we compare d and c, same as d and h, d and I, d and n, d and g. After that loop, after that j becomes plus plus plus, and at the one time when the character is g, and after that j exceeds the limit, and while loop ends at the same time, because j is now not less than s dot length, not less than length of string s. So that's why after that loop we can say that in both string there is only two characters c and o are same, all remaining characters are different, right? I hope you understand this while loop. Now, in this question, we need to return a number of characters that we need to append. So for that, here we take an extra variable, and that is, for example, temp, and we assign it by default value 0. Now, every time when a character is same in both string, at that time we are going to plus the temp variable by 1, because we need to track that how many characters are same in both string. So for that we need to plus the temp. So after, for the example 1, after this while loop, if we print temp, then we get 2. So now here first I print it like uh, the temp is like this temp, right? Now after that we need to return the number of characters that we need to append, right? So here we are going to apply simple mathematics that we discussed previously, and that we discussed some early time, not previously. So we need to apply some of the if else condition. Like for the first condition, in this condition we can say if if temp is equal to t dot length. Means what does that if condition means? That if temp is equal to length of string t, means temp becomes plus till the length of string t. It means that there are all characters in string t are already in string s, means string t is already subsequence of string s, right? So that's why because if temp is equal to t dot length, the length of string t, then we are going to return 0 because there is no need to append any character in string s because t is already subsequence of string s, right? After that, here we are going to apply a else if condition, and that is if temp is equal to 0, means there is no such character in both string that are same, means both string are totally different, then we need to return the t dot length because t there are no character that is in string s as same, that we need to return the whole length of string t because we need to append the number of characters that is equal to length of string t, right? So after that, we return this length of string t, and after in the else condition we are going to return like t dot length minus temp, because for the first example temp becomes 2 and length of string t is 6. So for the example 1 we need to return 4, so length of t is 6 and temp becomes 2, so 6 minus 2 is 4, that's why we need to return it. So return t dot length minus temp. So this is the whole logic to solve this question. First, now I hope you understand the code. Now first let's run the code. Okay. So both the cases are accepted. And for the example one, means case one, the output of temp becomes 2 because in string s and t there are only two characters that is same, and that is c and o. That's why we get temp as 2. So now for the first example, both of this condition are failed. So this else condition is becomes true, and that's why we return 6 minus 2 and equals to 4. Now for the example 2, our temp becomes 1 and 1 is equal to length of string t. That means t is already subsequence of string s because a is already in string s. So that's why we return 0 because we doesn't need to append any character in string s to make the parent string. Right? In example 3, string t is abcde, but string s is only z, means temp becomes 0 because in both string there are no such characters that are same. So we need to append all of the characters that are in string t to make it subsequent. So that's why the output of the example 3 is 5, and that's why we need to give output as t dot length because the length of t is also 5. So now let's submit the code first. So as you see, our 0 millisecond is runtime, and if I analyze the time complexity of this code, then it becomes order of m plus n. So I hope you understand the proper solution and question both. If you have still any doubts, let me know in the comments, and let's meet in the next question. Till then, goodbye.